Hey, Kevin here with another Flippin' Dork Flips and Finds video where I show you different items I pick up really cheap thrifting and garage selling, and then I sell them online either on eBay or I flip them locally on like Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. Anyway, today is Friday. I did some garage selling from 7 in the morning all the way till like 3:30 in the afternoon. I hit up as many as I possibly could today on a Friday because I always find my best deals on Fridays when there's not near as many people out. Although there's not as many yard sales either. So I'll still have several to hit up tomorrow that I was not able to see today. But anyway, I'll start today a little bit different. When I was out and about, I had a sale. So it's this right here. So I sold the GameCube Wario World game. Alright, so I just bought this, what, 2 weekends ago at a garage sale for $2 in the same town I went to today. And then it sold today. And it was a rental from Hollywood Video, so I wasn't sure how that would affect the sales price. So when I looked these up, no one else was really selling rentals out there, so I put mine just slightly cheaper because of the fact. And anyway, this is probably about a $22 game, so I put mine at about $20. So it sold for $19.95 plus $3.50 shipping, so that's a total of $23.45, and I paid $2. So it doesn't meet my $30 minimum I've tried to set for myself, but I think on video games to sell one at 20 bucks is pretty good. Because the more I've been looking into them, a lot of video games are not worth hardly anything at all. You know, today I just saw a whole pile of Wii U games, so that's a relatively recent system. You know, I mean, now they got the Switch or whatever, but that's the newest Nintendo after the Switch. And the games were $5 each, and when I looked them up, they were only going for about $7 each on eBay. So I did not buy any of those. But at old systems like this, if you can find the game Mario and you know, all the classics, the nerd games, the Castlevanias and the Pokemons and the Zelda and all that kind of stuff, if you can find the old ones, they seem to be worth pretty good money. So I'll go ahead and buy them, sell them for, you know, 15, 20 bucks, whatever it is. Okay, so anyway, things I found today. I will start backwards. Okay, so this is actually the last thing I found. It has some, it'll clean off. It's some type of, almost looks like powdered donut powder on there or something. But it'll wipe off. But anyway, this is a game case, a soft case for the Nintendo 64. It actually has the badge on there, and then it even says inside, Nintendo, copyright 1997. It holds 6 games, and it has pockets for whatever else you want to add in there. I thought that's pretty cool. It was only 25 cents, and I think, I did not find an exact comp, but one that was similar-ish, sold for $18.95 with free shipping, and I don't think it actually had the Nintendo 64 logo on there, so I could probably get about 20 out of it, or maybe, you know, $18.95, $19.95 plus shipping. I might try that. Get a little over 20 out of it, so that's pretty good. So it's, again, video games, maybe not quite my $30 I'm looking for, but if I can hit that close to 20 bucks off of it, I think I'll go ahead and buy them and flip them. Okay, second to last thing I bought today was these Red Wing boots. All right, work boots. Pretty beat up. These might be worse than the last ones I found, and the last ones I found were pretty bad. They sold quickly, so that's why I grabbed these. So the last ones I had were $2 at a garage sale, and they sold for 30, I think it was 35 plus shipping. So these are a better size. The last ones were like size 13 or 14 or something. These are 11.5s, which should be a lot more common. And man, the problem is this one has a hole that goes all the way through to the steel toe part. I mean, the toes are really torn up, but the rest of it is all right. I mean, there's definitely wear on the soles, but there's still plenty of tread. I think they're going to sell. And Red Wings do really well. Now these, like I've said in the last ones, these are not good, the good Red Wings. There's really, really nice ones out there that could be beat up and still go for like almost 100 bucks or something like that. Whereas these, I think, will be kind of like the last ones. They're probably going to go for 30 something plus shipping is my guess. Maybe more, I don't know, but I'll probably put them, since they're so beat up, maybe around 35 plus shipping, something like that, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so then what I found before that was this right here. So you might recognize that from a few videos ago, Don Joy. And this one's pretty cool because it has the case, it has the manual, it has the tools, it has extra screws and parts, and it's in pretty good condition. So this is a Don Joy knee brace. Alright. Now the last one I had, I found there was a hidden sticker somewhere that said what size it was and all that. This one, I have not found that yet. I'll have to look further so I can figure out what size it is, what knee, all that kind of stuff. But it does have the instruction manual which says what model it is. So it's the DonJoy, it's the OA adjuster. And when I just really quickly looked this up at the garage sale, oh, by the way, I only paid $1 for it. And when I looked it up, it looked like I could definitely get at least 50 bucks out of it. So I decided to buy it. The last one I had, I paid $3 at Goodwill, and it sold for, I think, $112 or $114, something like that. So this one, I figure it's probably not as nice as the last one I had. It's more complete though. And when I come home and looked it up, it was even better than I thought. So I think at a bare minimum, it's 50 bucks. But I think it could go for like $59.95 plus shipping, maybe $69.95 plus shipping, maybe more. I've seen some out there that recently sold for $99.95. So maybe I just go right in the middle, maybe like a $74.95, just kind of blow it out real quick, you know, turn $1 into $75 real quick. Or, I don't know, maybe hold out for more. But one thing I definitely have to do is figure out what size and what leg and what side of the knee it's for, because that's important. You have to know that. Alright, so then, before that, I hit up a garage sale. I meant to go there first thing today because they had an N64 for sale, which is ironic because I ended up finding this later on. So I went to the sale. I've actually been to it before, and I looked around and I did not see the N64. I thought, oh, okay, that figures. Someone probably saw their ad last night and come by and bought it and all this kind of stuff. So I was walking around, and as I left, I just happened to look on the ground, and there's this box there. And inside the box was the N64. There was 2 controllers, and there was about 5 or 6 games, and there was no price on there. So I thought, oh, perfect. No one else saw this, and they probably, you know, everything else they have here, there's nothing related to Nintendo. So they probably could care less what it's worth, and it's going to be a great price, and it's going to be this amazing deal to start off the day. And I asked, how much are you asking for this? Oh, $125. Like, oh. Okay, alright, so then I looked up on my phone just to see, and that's almost exactly where it should go for. So they definitely had looked that one up on eBay. So as I was leaving, I found another box. It was out in the front, kind of like a lot of garage sales do, where they have the free box. And I found these in there, some little Nintendo Game Boy games. And I thought they were going to be free, and I asked, and she said no, they're $1 a piece. So anyway, it's a pretty good deal on these. But anyway, as I was digging through these and just about to leave, 2 guys showed up. They both walked around. They were searching. I had this feeling. I was like, those guys are looking for that N64. And they walked around and didn't see it, and they left. So that's exactly, they did exactly what I did, except I just happened to look down in a really weird spot, and that's the N64. So they passed on it. They probably would have passed when they realized the price anyway. Okay, so anyway, let me get to what I actually found there. So in this random, I mean, it looked like they took a drawer and just dumped it in there. It was just all kinds of junk. But there were several, I thought they were DS games, Nintendo DS, but they're not. They're Nintendo Game Boy Advance games, I believe. And they had, I think, 5 of them in there. 2 of them were not very good, or at least I didn't think they were going to be good. I didn't even want to try it. So for $1, I decided to get these. So I think this is the worst one. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! The Eternal Duelist Soul. And, oh, there we go. It says Game Boy Advance right on there. Duh, I should have looked that up. Okay, anyway. This one will probably sell for between $7 to $10, so that's alright. I mean, as small as it is, it'd be okay. I kind of thought it was going to go for more, maybe about 15, but oh well, I was wrong. Okay, I found this one. This is another one of those nerd games. This is Game Boy Advance Castlevania. I remember way back when I was a kid, everyone played Nintendo and Super Nintendo. They always talked about Castlevania. I don't think I've ever played it before, but that was one of the games that all the nerd kids talked about. So I knew this probably had a little prominence because of that. So I looked it up, and for $1, this should sell for about $10 to $13. Alright, and then this is the one I found that made me decide, okay, I should probably dig through this more. This is a Zelda game. This is Zelda 4 Swords. I looked this up. This should go somewhere between $10 and $15. So that's pretty cool. And I actually have a Game Boy Advance right now that I have listed for sale, so I can actually test these out and make sure they work. If they do, I will list them all, and I will list them separately. And, you know, that'd be a pretty decent flip. Turn $1 into like $10 or $13 or $15, somewhere around there. That'd be worth it. So spend 3, make about $30, $35 profit, something like that. It's a pretty good flip if you think of it that way. Okay, at that same sale I bought this, not to flip, but to keep in case I find another pair. This is a Ray-Ban case, sunglass case. It was only 25 cents, and the last couple of pairs of sunglasses I found did not have cases. So if I find a pair of Ray-Bans, now I have a case to go with it. So I will hold on to this until the time comes. Okay, the very first things I found today though were these boots. I didn't realize that they were identical until I got home. Only difference is that one has more of your kind of cowboy rubber work boot look, and then this pair is definitely work boot rubber with tons of tread. I mean, just totally different. But otherwise, they're exactly the same boot. Now, when I looked up the number inside, oh, by the way, they're Justin brand. They're really nice and soft too. So they seem like they're pretty good quality. They're size 10D, great size. It kind of looks like a 6, but I think the number is actually the letter is a B and then 4267. It could be 64267, but when I looked at all of them, I'm pretty sure that's a B. So B4267. I cannot find comps whatsoever, so I did a little searching when I got home. Oh, by the way, I paid $1 for this pair, and then the pair with the funky tread on the bottom was only 50 cents. So I'm wondering if maybe these have been resold. They're in a little rougher condition than the others. There's no holes or anything, but they're just more creased and things like that, more scuffed up. So I paid $1.50 for both pairs. And anyway, I think I found comps. I can't remember what they're called now. It might be Tobias is what they call them now. That's what it looks like. So I think it's calf leather. They're black. They have, you know, that kind of grain texture up here, and then just nice and shiny and smooth down here. And I think these could be really good flips. I bought them figuring, hey, those are at least 30 bucks. I could get that. But I think realistically, they're actually probably going to go somewhere between $50 and $75 each. So that was a really good find. I don't think I would get the $75 each, but if I could, I would turn $1.50 into $150. That would be pretty awesome. So anyway, oh, I forgot. I have two local flips that I found today as well. So let me show them to you real quick. All right, so here are the two local finds. Not a whole lot this week, but I don't know, something kind of different. Thought I'd kind of try these out. So this one is like a tall, kind of a hallway table or maybe a sofa table. Pretty narrow, maybe, I don't know, 16 inches wide or something like that, or deep, but it's probably at least 4 feet wide. Solid pine, real wood, has this glass top. I'm not exactly sure if that was actually what come with it or not, because it's kind of, I don't know, doesn't quite fit, but that's how they sold it to me, and they had it marked for $10, and I offered them $5, and they were telling me about how it was their grandma's table, and they had this big long sob story about it and all this kind of stuff. So then I offered $5, and I got it for $7.50. We agreed right in the middle. So anyway, it's a little rough around the edges, so I mean, someone could probably use it as is, but I will definitely sell it as like a makeover type project. I think it'd probably look a little better with a paint job. Keep the glass on top. I mean, it's beveled and all that kind of stuff, so I don't know, it'd probably be all right. So for $7.50, it's probably not going to sell for as good as I want. I would like to get $35 or $40, but I don't think that's going to happen. I will probably still try to list it at about $35, so I have wiggle room, but I'm guessing it will probably end up selling for around $20 or $25. So not like an amazing flip, but I just kind of want to try it out just to see how it goes. Okay, same thing with this. It's a kid's bike. I am not sure I've ever sold a little kid's bike except for a nice Haro I bought one time, but really that was like a BMX dirt racing bike. But this one's just a straight up kid's bike. The reason I bought it is because it's a Trek. And every kid's bike I've seen so far has been like a cheapo Walmart style bike. And sometimes they ask way too much. Sometimes they're asking $5, $10, something like that. They're always kind of beat up, and I don't think people around here really care about the kid's bike because they know they're just going to tear them up. So if they can get a $5 bike or a 10 or a 15 or maybe 20 online, on Facebook or Craigslist, whatever, then they're cool with that. But since this is a Trek, I want to see if I can get more money out of it. So I only paid $5 for it. I thought that was a great deal. And I want to see if I can get, maybe $35 or $40 or $45 out of it. It's maybe a bit rough for, $45, $50. The seat's a little scratched up, and you know, it's just kind of, I mean, it was used by a kid. It's all scraped up and everything, but it's still in pretty good condition. And you know, I just want to see, will a Trek actually sell more than a Walmart bike around here? I mean, if it was a really, you know, nice town where people had a lot of money and all that kind of stuff, it probably would. But around here where I live, I don't know. I'm curious if they actually care about that or not. So I'll try to go a little higher than I think it would probably go for, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. So that was it for the local finds today. Not a whole lot, really. In general, today's finds were not super great. I found some stuff that should sell pretty well, but I didn't find near as much as I thought it would, especially for as many neighborhood sales as I hit up. So anyway, I'm going to take some pictures of these and get them listed, and then tomorrow I'll do some more garage selling. Alright, so I did some garage selling again today on Saturday, and here are a couple of the local items I found. So that's a matching dresser and whatever you want to call that thing, armoire or whatever, but not in very good condition, pretty rough. Alright, top's not very good. Some stickers on there, lots of scratches. This corner is really messed up. The drawers need a little help. This door sticks and it's missing a handle and just needs all kinds of work, but it'd be a really good project. This side's really scratched up. It's going to have to be smoothed out. And then as far as the armoire goes, I mean, this thing, same thing, it's really scratched up. I had to re-glue one of the legs back on. I mean, just really torn up here. Looks like it's missing a handle as well. The inside's not bad though. It's actually pretty clean inside. Well, maybe not clean, but like, you know, it's not torn up or anything. So anyway, it's kind of cool. And one of the drawers down here, it needs a little work, but the only reason I really got these is because they were free. So I have zero money in these. I probably wouldn't have even paid $20 for them, but I walked up to this garage sale. It was just about to start raining, and then it did start pouring rain after I grabbed them. But I was looking at them, the guy's like, I'll make you a deal of a lifetime. If you can haul them away, you can just have them for free. So I decided to go ahead and take them, and they're gonna need a lot of work. And someone out there is gonna want them though. So I'm going to list them locally and see what I can get. I want them gone today so I don't have to move them. They are incredibly heavy. I don't want to have to move them from where they are now. So I'll probably start somewhere around 100 or 120. Basically take whatever offer comes by first. So we'll see. Hopefully I can get around 100. I think that'd be pretty nice. But I don't know. They need a lot of work. They may not quite be worth it, but we'll see what people say. Here's the other local item I picked up. It's an RCA stereo. What is it? The RS3531. Has a 5-disc CD changer, 2 cassette decks, AM/FM radio, speakers and all that kind of stuff. It even has a microphone you can hook to it, I guess for karaoke or kind of use it like a mini PA. It also had the antenna, which doesn't come with a lot of these anymore, and the remote and the manual. So I need to fully test it. It was at the very first garage sale I hit up. They were only asking 10 bucks. And when I tried their CD they gave me, it wasn't working, but it was a burned CD, so it could have been the CD's fault. But I need to double check this thing. But if it's all working, this could end up being a really, really good deal for 10 bucks. If not, and it's only partially working, it's still going to be a decent flip, you know, 30, 40 bucks, something like that. But if it's all working, man, it could be a lot more than that, 75 or 100 or something like that. So I have to fully test it, but we'll see. So now let me show you some of the other things I picked up to put on eBay from garage sales. Okay, so when I left that first sale where I found the RCA stereo, I went down the road probably 4 or 5 houses and hit up the second sale. When I got there, I realized I've been to this sale before, and this guy had the coolest item I've ever seen at a garage sale. It was kind of my holy grail item that I was kicking myself for not buying last fall. I went to his garage sale last fall when they had a neighborhood sale in this neighborhood, and he was an old DJ from like back in the 70s and the 80s, and so he had like all this DJ equipment, and he had old records, and he had like fantasy and sci-fi stuff, so like nerdy, you think like Star Wars and NASCAR, stuff like that. But just like in the conversations he had with people, he was talking about all these like fantasy movies and things like this, so you could tell this guy was like a real big geek for all this kind of stuff. And he had really cool stuff, but I just didn't know enough about it, all of these old vintage electronics and things like that. So I passed on a lot of it, And last fall I bought some blank 8-track tapes and some blank VHS tapes, and I think one or two voice recorders. One of them ended up not being good and the other one sold, but none of the buys were that good. I bought them, like the 8-track tapes I bought I think for $1.50 each, and they sold for like $5 each or something. So it was not really good buys, but I was, you know, kind of just trying out ideas, seeing what worked, what didn't. But I remember when I left the sale last fall, there was this game sitting on a table, and it looked really weird. I couldn't look it up on my phone. The internet wasn't working for some reason. And I was just like, man, that thing looks really weird. I've never heard of that before. I was like, okay, whatever. So I left and did all kinds of other sales. And later on, that game always stuck in my mind. I looked it up on eBay, and my eyes about popped out of my head. I was like, I should have bought that. That thing was a gold mine. I wish I would have got that. All right, so anyway, now we fast forward to this weekend. So I'm there, I pull up, and I'm like, this is the house. I wonder if that guy has the game I saw last fall. So I walk around, I'm looking everywhere, I don't see it at all. I was like, okay, well, I guess someone bought it, someone realized, or maybe he just, I don't know, decided not to sell it or something. So I did find some ink there, and anyway, these are Canon BC-02. It's all black ink, which is good, sells better than just color ink. And anyway, I noticed they were all sitting in the box, and they had these little stickers on there. It says $5. Now these are like pretty legit looking price tags, so I didn't know if he had a pricing gun and did that himself, or maybe he got these like at an auction or something, or he just bought a lot of them somewhere really cheap, and now he's just trying to sell them off. He don't want them. So I didn't know if that was his price, or you know, if that was just left on there. So I didn't know how much to offer. So I was looking, I was like, okay, if there's 8 of them and he is asking $5 each, that would be $40. I looked them up on eBay. The pricing was all over the place, but some of them were going for like $14.95 for free shipping. Some were about $19.95 for free shipping. I saw others where they were selling 4 for $45 for free shipping. So they were all worth more than $5 each. So I knew it was going to be a good deal, but I wanted to get a better deal. So I was thinking, $1 is my price. Can I get them for $1 each? Then I was thinking, okay, I want to buy them all. If I offer $1 and he's really asking $5, that will kill the deal. It would be an insult and he won't want to do it. So I was like, well, maybe I can get them for $2 or $2.50. We'll see. So I was like, well, how much would you ask if I just bought all of them? He's like, well, you know what? I hadn't really thought about that. He said, I don't know, how much are you thinking? And I made the mistake I never ever do. I gave out the first price. So I chopped his price in half. I said, because it should have been $40, you know, for all 8. I said, well, how about $20? He said, $20? Really? Okay. And by the tone of his voice, I knew I had paid too much. I gave him more than he was expecting. I probably could have got them for $1 each, or maybe $10 for all of them, which I think would have been $1.25 each. So I paid $2.50 each. I bought them all. They're still worth it. Like I said, at a bare minimum, they're probably $14.95 each, but I think I can get more than that. I don't know if I'm going to sell them individually and then have to pay more shipping, or if I want to group them in, you know, sets of 2 or sets of 4, sell them a little bit cheaper individually but pay less in shipping and make up more that way. I'm not real sure how I'm going to do it just yet, but it ended up being a pretty good buy. I spent $20. I'll probably make $40 profit, maybe 50 or 60, something like that, depending on how I price them out. So it's pretty good. I mean, you know, I probably could make $40 on them, so it's not too bad. So then I did one more walk around just to see if that game was there, and it wasn't. So then I left, and it was starting to sprinkle a little bit, so I hit up a sale right where it's starting to rain, and I found this. Okay, so this is a vintage Clairol Aqua Curl hot roller set. Whoops. Alright, so anyway, like I said, these are always worth buying, and they're really, really good sellers. The old vintage ones, not the more modern ones, are all rounded and, you know, from the 90s or the 2000s. The ones that look like they're from the 80s or early 90s always sell better. So this one has the all the rollers in there. It has all the clips. I asked if it worked. They plugged it in for me and said, yep, it does. It's heating up. So it was only $2, so I picked it up. And these sell for anywhere from $25 to $30 plus shipping. Now some of them could go a little less if they're missing parts and all that. This one's complete. It's just missing the one of these rollers, the little cap on top, like part of it's broken off, but other than that, it's all right. But anyway, I think at a minimum I can get 25 bucks plus shipping out of it. So that's a pretty good flip. Okay, so then I hit up another sale and I found this, a stopwatch, brand new in the package. It said $3 on there. So I grabbed it and I was looking at other stuff to see if he had anything. He's like, today everything's half off. So I was like, oh wow, really? $1.50? That's great. Now I just recently bought some of these several weeks ago. I showed them in the video. They were all open and used. I bought them for $1 each. And even in used condition, they were selling for about $25 with free shipping on eBay. So I could probably make about 20 bucks each on them. So I knew, this being new, it had to go for more than that. So I looked it up and I was right. They were selling anywhere from about $25 to about $27, $28, or even about $30 on eBay with free shipping. So they went a little higher than the used ones. And this is an AccuSplit AX740. Now, as I was scrolling through all the sold listings, I noticed that one did sell a couple months ago for $62.47. Now, I don't know why that one went so high. And everything that sold, it was like a month or two ago, so it's when school was still in session, people were buying them for track and all that. So right now is probably a terrible time to sell them in the summer. So I'll probably hold on to this and list it at the beginning of the school year in like August, September, somewhere around there. But I think I should be able to get about 30, but maybe by that time the prices will shoot up. Maybe it'll be a lot more, I don't know. But for $1.50, it's a really good find. Okay, so then I hit up a couple more sales and then it started pouring. I mean, it had come down hard and everyone put their stuff in their garages. And you know, as you go to them, you get soaked. And I got back in the van, it's like, okay, I can't just keep driving around. I got to see if there's any really good ones out there that I haven't seen yet. So I got on my phone, I got on Facebook Marketplace, because I was using, what's it called, Yard Sale Treasure Map, but for whatever reason, none of the sales were showing up that day. There's like 2 of them on there, even though I'd already been to like, I don't know, 8 sales or 10 sales or something like that, so they weren't really showing up. So I decided to look on Facebook Marketplace, because I usually find some on there that don't show up on any of the other apps, okay? So I look it up, and there's a couple of sales. I'm like, okay, I should probably check that one out. I should check that one out. Then I see a picture of the guy's sale that had the ink, that also had that game I saw last year that I've been kicking myself for not buying. He had a picture, and right on the table where I bought the ink was now that game that I was hoping I could have bought. So I was like, okay, I'm going back. That's too good. That either that's an old picture or that thing's there. No matter what, I gotta see. So I immediately got in the van and I headed back his way all the way across town. And I went there. I got out of the van. It was still raining. I didn't care. I ran in there, went straight to the table, and it was sitting there. Okay, I was like, no way. How much is he asking for this thing? Okay, so then this is it right here. There's a price tag on the corner, this little sticker, and I was like, that can't be right. Is that really the price? So I still wasn't quite sure if he was asking $5, if that was his price on these or not. But this was the same type of sticker, so I was thinking, okay, that's probably really his price. But I want to know for sure. Maybe this guy knows what he has, and he bought it for that, and is trying to get more out of it. So I said, that's a pretty neat game. How much you asking for that? He said, my sticker's right there in the corner. I said, all right, I'll take it. So check it out. This game is called Gold of the Desert Kings. It's made by Eagle's Flight. It's from 1988, and that price tag says $10. That is amazing. Okay, apparently this is like a super rare game. I'll show you in a minute. It's like kind of homemade looking. It is not like your average looking Milton Bradley game. So this is like super nerd fantasy Dungeons and Dragons ish type game. Okay, and I got it for 10 bucks. That is absolutely amazing. The reason I have been thinking about this ever since last fall is because when I finally looked it up, someone was trying to sell one for like $900. All right, I couldn't believe it. I was like, that game was at this guy's garage sale and someone was trying to sell it for $900 and I missed it. I could have bought it. I should have done it. So I couldn't believe it, okay? So when I looked it up again, I wanted to double check. It didn't matter. I went ahead and bought it, but when I got home, I double checked. And someone is trying to sell one right now for like $780 something, like $789 or something like that. They said theirs is brand new, but their picture is opened up and they show all the parts, so maybe everything inside is still sealed. I'm not sure. But there was one that sold recently within like the last month or two, and it went, I think it was $225 plus $35 shipping. So it's like over $250 for this game. Okay, and I only paid 10 bucks. but the only one I believe right now available is that one they're trying to get almost $800 for. So I have proof that it will sell for like $250, and there's someone trying to ask over $750. So maybe I can get somewhere in between there and be the only person selling at a reasonable price. Okay, so check this thing out. This could be an amazing game to flip. So like I said, it's very homemade looking. Like it's just, you know, it's got the little old school binding clips on there. And then this is like the leader's guide. It's just all printed out. It's like almost like a club put together their game. You have to like deal with weather patterns and I don't know. It's just, it's a very unusual game. Now, one thing I noticed is that the box here says 1988, and that was like the first edition. But some of, like, see, this is 1988. This right here is just a printout. Okay, so I don't know if someone lost the original or if this is how it come. But then on others on here, like this right here, it says 1991. So maybe it's like a second edition or a third edition or something. So it might have some mixed parts in here. I'm not sure. But this kind of made me laugh. Okay, so this is like how nerdy of a game can you get when there's transparencies? Like you have to have a projector to play this game, you know? Like what in the world? That is so weird. Okay, now the game board is actually just this rolled up. I haven't taken it out yet, but it's like the soft, see if I can even get to it. It's just like a soft scroll or something, okay? Here we go. It's got like a map on it. All right, so it's very soft. It's got like wood on there, so you know, you open up like a scroll. I mean, how nerdy can you get? And then here's the game pieces. Check this out. It's like they went to the local hobby store and bought pieces of plastic. But that's your game pieces, and they have Velcro on there, so they stick on there. So I don't know if this would, maybe you hung it on the wall. It doesn't even go on a table. I don't know, but I mean, that is super nerdy. Okay, now also has Mr. Sketch, you know, scented markers. I don't know if that was original. Has two of them in there. I don't know if the person just added them or if they actually come with it. And then there's like a bunch of rubber bands, there's paper clips, and then there's like a whole pile of ribbon and yarn. So I need to double check what is originally supposed to be there and what isn't, but it's just like super, super nerdy. Okay, now the other thing I thought was interesting is that the reason it's so heavy is because all these boxes right here are just full of cards. Like it's like a, I mean, you just have to go through all these cards. And I mean, this just says 50 pounds capacity. Every single card in here, 50 pounds capacity. Like how many hundreds of cards do you need that says 50 pounds capacity? I don't understand this at all. Okay, and then these cards here are just like printed cardstock. Okay, just green, just says Old Man, Tomb of Kings, and then it says on the back what it is. And then the yellow one here is the Old Man of Sandstorm, and the blue one's Old Man of Water. So it's just, here we go, here's the Old Man of Superheat. So just super nerdy and techie. Here's something for food. You can buy like a food voucher or something. So I don't know how it works, but it is worth a lot of money. I think it's complete. I'll have to double check. I don't know. But I don't want to play it. I just want to flip it. That was kind of, you know, if you find the one item at a garage sale that's worth like tons and tons of money and you pass on it, and I've been thinking about it for months and it showed up and I finally bought it. So I kind of conquered my local garage sale. So now I need to set my sights on something else, something bigger or something better. I thought that was super cool. So it's just like this super rare game worth tons of money, and I got it for 10 bucks after missing out on it the first time. So I'm very, very happy about that. All right, so that was all the stuff that I actually bought. Like I said, it was raining, sales were closing up early. I did have a few eBay sales though, so let me show them to you next. Well, before I show you all the eBay sales and the local sale I had over the weekend, I want to explain a little bit about the game that I just learned. I kind of flipped through that leader guide in there just to kind of see what it's about. And I'm thinking it's not really the nerds in the basement that are into like dragons and fantasy that play this. It seems to be a team building game for employees. So that might make it worse actually, okay? It's got to be like the nerdiest way ever to boost morale of your company and get your team to work better. Just, I don't know, it just seems super nerdy. I can imagine whoever broke, you know, the boss breaks this out and all the employees just roll their eyes. They're like, oh, not that game, I hate that game. But who knows, maybe it was for some super nerdy tech company and they absolutely loved it or something. I don't know. But I got it for 10 bucks. It should be a great flip, and hopefully whoever buys it can't believe that there's one available that is not $800, you know, and they get a great deal on it and they're very happy. So hopefully that is a really good sale. Okay, so local sales, I sold that dresser set. So I got it at the garage sale. The guy gave it to me for free. We barely got it in the van. When I got home, my wife and me barely got it out of the van to take pictures. We just pulled it out enough to tip it out and set it on rollers. We rolled it into place, yanked out the rollers, set it in place. I wiped the top on one of them. I was like, these things are so rough, I'm not even going to clean them up. I'm just going to sell them as is. So I left them where they were, took pictures, posted it, and then I just left them there overnight. It did not rain. It was great weather the rest of the day and into the morning. And overnight, I got a couple people asking about them. And the first lady that asked about them was really interested, and she offered me $75 because she was pointing out all of the work it needed. And I could tell she was going to flip them. She's going to, you know, do a makeover and flip them. So I was fine with that. So I sold them for 75 bucks. I mean, they needed tons of work. The dresser wobbled. One of the legs was too short, and they were missing some hardware. The dresser was missing a drawer. It just, I mean, 75 bucks I thought was great for that. I basically was the middleman. I took it from one guy's house, took pictures, and then sent it on to this lady, and then she's going to flip it and make even more money. So anyway, I was fine with 75 bucks. Okay, as far as eBay sales go, the first one here, you probably won't really be able to see it, but it's this right here. I'll have to show a picture. This is a Radio Shack. It's like a radio. It does all kinds of stuff. It does AM, FM, but it also does like shortwave radio for, like, you know, worldwide frequencies and things like that. I got it at the super high-end, nice neighborhood garage sale, and I forgot to write it down, but I think I paid $4 for it. And I had it listed, I think about $40. I think it started at $49.95, and then I had it down to $44.95. And there were some watchers, but nothing was happening. So this weekend, I dropped prices on a bunch of stuff because I just want to get it moving. I'm not in the business of, you know, warehousing stuff. I need to, like, move stuff. So I'm dropping the prices, and things are going a little lower than I thought, but there's still some pretty high. So I put this one at $38.95, and it sold. They also paid $9.85 shipping, which is a total of $48.80. So it's about in line with where I thought, but you know, for me, what counts is the $38.95. I paid the $4. There's going to be some fees involved, so I'll probably make right around 30 bucks on it. So that's not too bad. Okay, next item right here. This is, you know what? I'll just do the same thing. I'll show you a picture. This is a camera, and I think an instruction manual, and then a soft bag. That is a Nikon One Touch something rather 35mm camera. I found it at a garage sale. I think it was $2. Yeah, I think it was $2. And I looked it up, and the last one that sold, it was like $57 or $58. I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's just the most basic looking camera, but it has great value still. Okay, so I had it listed, I think at like $58.95. I was trying to go where the other one was, plus shipping, and it did not sell, and it sat for a while. So then I dropped the price just a little bit this weekend to $54.95 plus shipping, and it sold. So it went for $54.95 plus $7.25 shipping, which I believe is $62.20 for that camera. So that was a great sale for $2. Okay, next item here, same thing. I got that same weekend. This is a Panasonic. It looks kind of like a Walkman, but this is a voice recorder and cassette player. So instead of those little mini voice recorder tapes, like this size here, like most voice recorders, this one does regular cassette tape size. All right, so I included one of these. I think that's what helped this sell. I had this left over from a bundle that I got. The others were SA90s, 90 minutes. This one's 100 minutes. So I just threw it in with this, and anyway, I got this for $2, and it sold for $32.95 plus $7.40 shipping. So that's a total of $40.35. Same thing with this. I think I originally had it at probably like $37.95, $38.95, and I dropped it about $5 or $6, and then it sold. So I got $32.95 and I only paid $2. So that's pretty good. All right, and then the last sale happened today. So today's actually Monday. It's not really the weekend, but I'll go ahead and count it. It's this right here. This is a Lego Technic. It's a police interceptor car that you build and you pull it back and it takes off. I got this at a garage sale along with another set of Legos. I got them each for $1, and I think that was the same sale where I bought that baby Brezza bottle maker coffee machine-ish type thing that I showed a video or two ago. But anyway, I only paid $1 for it, and I had it listed where the others were at like $27 or $28.95, and it didn't sell, so I dropped it just a little bit this weekend to $24.95 plus shipping, and it sold. So it went for $24.95 plus $10.65 shipping. So that's a total of $35.60. So if you find one of these brand new, you could probably sell it for like $34.95 free shipping, maybe $37.95 free shipping, or like I did at about $25, maybe $27 plus shipping, something like that, and it should move. So anyway, that was the flips and finds of the weekends. The sales were okay. The finds are okay. That game should be amazing. Maybe one of my best finds ever. It's not quite the nerd game I thought, at least like, in a basement. It's more of like in an office. But anyway, it should be pretty good. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment of what you think. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. Click that little bell icon to keep up with more of these videos. And like always, thanks for checking it out.